Hornets with an early tip-off at the Spectrum Center today to see if they can continue being the hottest team in the NBA against New Orleans. Moussa Diabate been balling out lately, and that remains the same when he slams one in to get the Hive buzzing. Early on, LaMelo and head coach Charles Lee have a head-to-head collision going for the ball. LaMelo left for several minutes, but returned a few minutes later. And what a welcome back for Ball. Do not mess with LaMelo. He steps back, makes him pay, sinks one from beyond the arc. Just 2 possessions later, the Rook Con Knipple double-teamed, but Grant Williams wide open in the corner. His turn for a triple. Buzz City heating up. Watch out. But the Hornets would trail the Pelicans by 15 at half. They came out ready to go in the second. Brandon Miller with the 3-ball, Buzz City on a 10-0 run. They put the pedal to the metal with a dunk from LaMelo Ball. The Hornets overcome the 22-point deficit to take the lead. He could do it all. And they would keep their lead and win their 7th straight game. These Hornets are on fire right now and the hottest team in the NBA. Our Carolina Sports Live's Joey Ellis was at the Hive and has more on the Red Hot Hornets.
Yeah, guys, after Charlotte's roller coaster win over Dallas just a few games ago, after that game, Con Knipple thought that this Hornets team has the ability to beat any team in the NBA on a given night, but also, as evidenced by Monday's 22-point hole, this same Hornets team can lose to anybody if it's not careful. And it took some very spirited halftime conversations and a team best 24 points from LaMelo Ball to give the Hornets their biggest come-from-behind win on the season and to push the win streak to 7 games, tying the longest streak in 10 years, going back to March of 2016.
Credit to them. They kept us on our heels all night. But credit to our team, too. At halftime, we talked about this was going to be like a character game, and we're going to see how we respond, and we've built a ton of resiliency over the last month or so, and I love a lot of the things that we were doing, and we were just going to see if we could kind of figure it out and rely on the habits that we had just built the previous games. And so proud of the group, really proud of the resiliency and response after that first half.
Well, Brandon Miller's streak of 20 or more points ended at 10 games. His timely buckets helped spark a second-half run and help put things away late, showing the depth of this team elsewhere while on a poor shooting night, really understanding his impact in the biggest of moments.
You're not going to make every shot, so I feel like our teammates are, good to, keep encouraging us to take shots like that. Just having that mindset of just not backing down or not giving up any shot. But, it's all about making the winning plays, and I feel like we executed that tonight.
And one of the hottest teams in the association, this team has not lost since January 21, and with each win since then, really helps reinforce the potential of this Hornets team, closing the gap quickly on at least a spot in the play-in just before the All-Star break.
For us, it's our job to really continue to compete, and as we grow as a team, to show what type of team we want to be in the future. These are the type of things we'll have to deal with, and hopefully this can be more normal. Right now, it's kind of unique because I think Charlotte hasn't done it that often, but all of us just have to keep our heads down, not worry about a streak. We worry about the game that's in front of us. The competitive edge that we'll show throughout each game, and also just getting everybody's best shot. That's what you want if you're a true basketball player and a true lover of the game.
Yeah, guys, and going back to those halftime conversations, Charles Lee singled out Grant Williams as one of the more vocal veteran voices inside that rather young Hornets locker room, and he had a really impressive performance, having missed some time in the offseason with a slow start to this season. 16 massive important points off the bench, but maybe more important defensively with a tough cover at times of Zion Williamson. Performances like that from Williams and company that this Hornets team will rely on to try to push this win streak forward when they hit the road now Thursday night traveling to Houston. But for now, from the Spectrum Center for Carolina Sports Live, I'm Joey Ellis.
Thanks, Joey. Digging deeper into the numbers from this one, neither team with the best shooting night. The Pelicans shot just 39% from the field. The Hornets one better at 40%. Three-point shooting left a lot to be desired on both sides. However, Charlotte did have a much better day from the charity stripe, 81% on free throws compared to a 72 for New Orleans. Here's where the game was truly won, though. The Hornets out-rebounded the Pels by 25, which resulted in 16 second-chance points compared to just 2 for New Orleans. Now, obviously, Gabe, this wasn't a perfect game.
Not at all, yeah.
We can celebrate the win, but I think there's a lot to be said about some mistakes were happened, 17 turnovers, right? But 5 players scoring in double digits. And that's what it's about to me. They had mistakes, wasn't a perfect game, but they were able to overcome them. And I don't think last month, and definitely not before that, that these guys would have been able to do that.
I mean, this is one of those wins. You can call this a character win. When you think about, obviously, this team really coming together when things aren't going right. There was a lid on the basket at the beginning of that game. And you look at a team in New Orleans, they're playing with house money. You know, obviously, they fired their coach in the beginning of the season, playing with James Borrego, a former Hornets coach. And it really shows a lot about the character this team showed. And even LaMelo Ball coming back, too. I thought that injury, it looked pretty scary there. He was able to work his way back, and that definitely gave him a big spark. And this is truly a big win for him, especially before going on the road. Well, let's take a look at those Eastern Conference play-in standings. The Hornets, the only team of these 5 in action today. 3 of the 4 teams that are currently in the play-in are actually from the Southeast Division. The Heat, they're in the 7th seed, followed by the Magic at 8. And if the season ended today, Chicago would host the Hawks in the 9-10 matchup. Then you have the Hornets, now 23-28 and winners of 7 straight, just 1 game back of the Hawks for that final spot in the play-in.
And as success comes for Buzz City, so does recognition. And for Brandon Miller, who's been balling out, he was named Eastern Conference Player of the Week. Miller earns the award for the first time in his career. In the last week, the Hornets have went 4-0, and in that time, D-Mill has averaged 26.3 points while shooting over 50% from the field and 50% from beyond the arc. 100% from the line. Not too shabby. He's the first Hornet since Miles Bridges to claim the award since the 2021-2022 season. Can you believe that?
Yeah, absolutely. Lost in the midst of the Hornets' success, though, is that the team could potentially look different in a matter of days. The NBA trade deadline coming up on Thursday, and while it is unclear if the Hornets will be buyers or sellers, you can never rule out anything during one of the craziest days of the entire regular season. Now, the major storylines league-wide revolve around the futures of Giannis Antetokounmpo and Anthony Davis and also Ja Morant as well. But all trades must be finalized by 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.